Welcome to this explainer. You know that feeling when you've got a brilliant million-dollar app idea, but then you realize there's just no way you can afford to actually build it? Well, today, we're looking at a huge shift in the tech world. We're diving into how a company called Emergent is totally leveling the playing field. They're making it possible for small businesses to build custom software at an unbelievably low cost.
So let's start with the ultimate question, the one that stops almost every entrepreneur right in their tracks. How on earth do you build custom, business-critical software when you don't have a massive $250,000 budget, right? Historically, you just didn't. You either settled for some clunky off-the-shelf software, or you simply gave up on the idea entirely. It's basically been this massive brick wall blocking innovation for decades.
And honestly, this is a staggering problem for the global economy. I mean, consider this. Small businesses account for an impressive 70% of global employment and half of the world's GDP. Yet they have historically completely lacked the custom tools they need to serve their millions of highly specific niches. And it's simply because custom software has just been totally out of reach financially. Well, at least until now.
So here's the roadmap for today. First, we'll look at democratizing software for everyone, then trace their journey from testing to coding agents. After that, we'll peek under the multi-agent hood, dive into memory and infrastructure innovation, and finally, explore the autonomous business revolution.
Part 1. Democratizing software for everyone. Before we get into the heavy tech stuff, we really need to look at the human impact to understand what's at stake here.
To see what this democratization looks like in the real world, let me introduce you to Christy. She's a clinical psychologist and an equestrian coach up in Alaska. She desperately wanted to build an app that merged her two specific fields, but when she took her idea to a traditional dev shop, they gave her a staggering quote of $100,000. Obviously, for a small business owner, that is a total non-starter. But by using Emergent's natural language AI tools, she actually pulled it off. She built her app Equimind, and it's live right now with hundreds of users. She actually told the founders, "I've been waiting for 10 years for this opportunity to really build something." Just think about that. How many Christies are out there right now with brilliant ideas, just waiting for the right tools?
Part 2. From testing to coding agents. So how did the founders actually figure out the technological solution for people like Christy? It's a pretty fascinating journey.
It starts with two brothers, Mukund and Mahav, who started programming when they were just 12 years old. Later on, Mukund was running a massive 500-person engineering team at a company called Dunzo, and there he saw firsthand that software testing was this huge bottleneck for speed. So when they entered Y Combinator, their initial focus was just to automate that specific testing process. But to do that, they had to build their own internal coding agents. Almost immediately, literally within days of doing this, they realized a much bigger picture and pivoted to general coding agents. What sparked that massive shift? Well, they noticed that the non-technical people on their own team were actually using these internal coding agents more than the actual developers were. It was a total light bulb moment. They realized the real power wasn't just helping engineers test faster, it was giving everyone the ability to code.
Now, the AI builder space is getting incredibly crowded these days, right? But there is a stark contrast in how Emergent operates. While typical AI builders are super focused on speed, rapid demos, and simple front-end prototypes, Emergent is playing a completely different game. They act much more like a high-end dev shop, powered by Anthropic's highly capable Claude Opus model. They deeply value high-quality reasoning and durable, production-ready software over just sheer typing speed. Their users aren't looking for a cool weekend project. They are serious builders. They care about third-party integrations, authentications, and scalable infrastructure. They want real, robust businesses.
Part 3. Under the multi-agent hood. Let's see how this ambitious vision actually translates into their technological architecture, because building production-ready apps takes a lot more than just writing code.
As you probably know, the iceberg reality of software engineering is that writing the initial code is really only about 20% of the problem. That other 80%, that's the hidden heavy lifting. We're talking deployment, setting up infrastructure, ensuring rock-solid security, and handling long-term maintenance. Emergent realized early on that if they wanted to truly replace a $250,000 dev shop, they couldn't just build a fancy code generator. They had to solve the entire 100%.
And to handle that massive 80%, Emergent doesn't just rely on one simple AI. Instead, they use a progressive multi-agent system. Think of it like a full virtual engineering team where different AI agents act as highly specialized teammates passing the baton. First, you have an agent that generates the initial code. Then, a specialized refactoring agent swoops in to clean up that code, making sure it's efficient and scalable. After that, pre-deployment agents sweep through to check for any security flaws or leaked digital keys. And finally, post-deployment agents step up to handle the ongoing maintenance. It is literally an entire IT department working in parallel.
Part 4. Memory and Infrastructure Innovation. Now, to keep these complex multi-agent teams running for hours on end without crashing or just hallucinating, we really have to look deep under the hood at their custom infrastructure.
When Emergent started building this, standard third-party tools for running complex AI agents simply didn't exist. Nobody was doing this at scale. So they had to invent their own container technology built right on top of Kubernetes. And why was that necessary? Well, as AI agents work for hours on a complex app, they generate a massive amount of context. Emergent's custom infrastructure allows for memory snapshotting. This means they can instantly save the exact state of an agent's memory at any given moment. Because let's be honest, even advanced AI needs a safe, reliable place to remember where it left its digital keys while building your app. It ensures the system never loses its train of thought midway through a really complex build.
Which leads us right into their next major innovation, the long-term memory system. Emergent has nearly 7 million users on their platform right now. And because they own the entire tech stack from top to bottom, right down to the hosting, they collect incredibly valuable proprietary data on how these apps actually behave in the real world. So if one user's app encounters a completely new bug in production, the system processes it and learns from it. It's almost like a giant hive mind. The next time any agent on the platform faces a similar task, it fixes the issue in far fewer steps and with much higher accuracy. The whole ecosystem gets smarter with every single app built.
And the results of that? Because of this continuous, system-wide learning and their sheer obsession with quality over speed, their successful deployment rate jumped from 84% to an absolutely incredible 98%. Just let that sink in for a second. 98% of the people on the platform who try to build something successfully deploy it to production. For a platform serving non-technical domain experts, like coaches, accountants, and local shop owners, that number is honestly staggering.
Part 5. The Autonomous Business Revolution. Finally, let's zoom out and look at where all this technology is heading next, because the founder's vision doesn't stop at just building software.
Emergent is launching a brand new product called Wingman. It's an agent designed specifically for comprehensive business automation.
As AI models get increasingly better at executing long-horizon tasks, Emergent realized they could push way past software engineering. Wingman takes their highly successful multi-agent architecture and expands it to automate the core operations of the business itself. We're talking specialized agents that manage your finances, run your daily operations, handle sales outreach, and even execute marketing campaigns. The grand vision here is to effectively allow small business owners to run these complex, critical operations basically at zero marginal cost. You are essentially scaling your workforce infinitely, but without all that massive overhead. As we approach 2026, the founders of Emergent truly believe we will see the rise of fully autonomous businesses running efficiently right on their platform. It's an incredible shift in what it actually means to be an entrepreneur. So, I'll leave you with this provocative thought to take away from our explainer today. When AI can not only build your custom software without a massive budget, but also run your daily operations flawlessly, what kind of business will you create? Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep exploring.